While we all know that playing outdoors with your child can be lots of fun, did you know that you can also collect items from your yard to play with later to turn those playing experiences into great fun learning experiences? Hi, my name is Amy, and today I'm going to show you how to turn some outdoor items into play items. So I'm going to begin by going outside my yard and looking for things that I can collect to play with later, such as some blackberry bushes. These are my dead blackberry bushes, so I'm going to do a little pruning right now. Save these sticks because we're going to use them to turn them into, I don't know, maybe a tree, maybe a hand with fingers on it. Who knows what this could turn into? So let's walk around, see what we can find, and put them all in a nature bin for playing with later. As I continue to walk around, I found some dead sticks on the ground. I found some leaves, so I've got more to add to my nature bin. Let's keep looking and see what else we can find. I see some pine cones that I can add. So I'm going to keep walking around my yard and see what other things I can find, and then we'll sit down together and I'll show you what we're going to do with them. So I finished walking around my yard. I found some other great things to add to my nature bin. I found some pine needle branches with the needles on them and without needles. I found some bark. I found some rocks. So I've got lots of great things to play with. So to begin, no matter what age your child is, they can certainly touch everything. You want them to experience with as many senses as they can. So touch things. You can talk about the items as they're touching, describe them. They can smell them. They can see the differences, see smooth bark and bumpy bark. So you want to use as many describing words with your child and have your child describe what they're seeing when they're old enough to use those vocabulary words. Because the important part of all this is not just all the playing, but you want them to learn about what they're doing, all these great descriptive words, use their imagination so they can touch everything. Talk about things like, we have pine branches. This one has long needles. This one has short needles. This one's needles are shorter. So you can use lots of descriptive words. This one, the branch is soft. It bends. This one, the branch is stiff and it stays upright. So describe everything your child is seeing, touching, pointy pine cones. Use lots of descriptive words. You can talk about colors. I have gray rocks and white rocks. So describe all the colors, the aspects to it, soft, hard, prickly, smooth. And then you can have even more fun by letting them use their imagination with the things that you find. And you can use just what's in your bin. And you can also add things to it, like Play-Doh is wonderful to put in your bin because you can use the Play-Doh to hold things up. So maybe that blackberry bramble is going to become a tree, and we can turn the tree into a tree in a yard and maybe build a house with the sticks. Or bring in some extra toys. Maybe Mr. Bear lives in the house in the woods. So you can bring in some extra toys, whether they're just little tiny stuffed animals that are right size to play with and tell a story. Something bigger about the bird flew in and landed on the tree. You can also use that Play-Doh with some Play-Doh cutters. We've got a little rolling pin. We can roll a little bit, cut out a flower. And now our flower can grow on the stem of the flower stem. And we could put some leaves on our flower so we can create things with other things and tell stories about everything using what you've got in your nature bin, some toys, and let your child's imagination run wild, telling a story Like maybe the farmer was on the tractor and he drove down the road to check on his crops. He had some tall corn growing, and then he went to go check on his animals that were in the barn. So let your child experience everything from nature: touch, see, use all their senses, use their imagination. The storytelling is a great part because you want them to learn to tell stories. Stories come in logical orders. Use words of, first, the horse was in the pasture, and then along came the bird who landed on the bush, and the horse and the bird can have a conversation. So let your child make up stories. Let them learn that experience of telling a story in a logical order. What comes first? What's next? Then this happens. And finally, what happens at the end of the story? So you can use all of these great things you find in your yard to play for hours on end, indoors, outdoors, wherever. So have fun playing with your child, and join us again when we show you some more fun activities to turn playing into learning.